Hello everyone, Bilos here. I just wanted to make a quick guide on a new build that's been getting around for 39.1 speed farming. Now there's a few things I'd like to mention first before we get into this. You will need the Nimbus to do this. It's also preferable that you're over level 10k, as this does sacrifice Adventure XP and Adventure Gold in return for slightly more Marks of Rift returns. You'll also need the +2 to Set of Eternals effect. It doesn't really matter how you get it. Any obtainable way in the game will work, including Power of God. Now, first off, I'll cover the build. This is what I use. There's a +2 belt. Yggdrasil has dash distance. I've got the 2 God of War pieces there. This one has dash distance. I'm using Tear Earrings and Manticore to boost up my attack speed. I'm using Eye of the Phoenix with no weapon, so that I can use warrior skills and still have the Eye of Phoenix effect to clear monsters. Now, you'll notice these boots, the heavy clay boots. People ask a lot about these. They're a legendary green item. They're very common. They drop anywhere that legendary green items can drop. So, for example, 39.1 farming. They don't, however, show up in the collection, so you can't auto-lock them. You will have to look for them yourself, manually, from your drops. However, the graphic is pretty unique, so they stand out. Now, priorities for this build are cooldown over everything, followed by attack speed, and then after that, it's really up to you. Although I prefer to get lots of penetration and crit. Cooldown cap from the Goblin Belt and the new Frost skin are very useful. And if you're running this build, generally you have cooldown problems, so you'll need to run cooldown skins. These are the stats I'm using currently. You'll notice my attack speed isn't capped. And I've got 450 dash distance. These are the skills I'm currently using. You don't want to use the boot skill under any circumstances. This will make you slower. You want to experiment with the skills though. You'll also want to experiment with the item build too. People have success with different things with this build. It depends a lot on your latency too, your CPU, your phone model, whatever, a lot of things. This basic attack also works a lot better for some people. I'm just experimenting with shock at the moment because of the Restori ring. And these are the companions I'm using currently. Now, from a lot of people's testing, you don't want to use the Skald extract, the movement speed for air companions, because you don't want movement speed. That's why you'd use the heavy clay boots. But if you use land companions, which have this skill here, Sudden Stride, for some reason that seems to work better. We don't know why, it still needs a lot of testing, but it's worth mentioning. These are the extracts I'm running right now. Oh, sorry, these aren't the extracts I'm running right now. These are left over from doing something else. I would usually run probably gold, although it really doesn't matter. There's not too much that can speed you up there. So gold's good enough. Now, there are a few things that you can change around if you want. You always want to test things out yourself to see what works better. If you had a +2 ring, you could probably swap the Restori for a +2 ring and then have a dash distance Goblin Belt, or, you know, the sky's the limit really. Everybody's welcome to test this out and see what works better for them, and share it with everybody on Discord, because that's where all the information for this build came from. I've covered the reasoning in a previous video, so I won't really go over that now. As for variations for the build, your best bet would be to visit Discord and just talk to the community. There's a lot of really knowledgeable people there that can help out. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I was going to record a couple of runs as well, but it doesn't really play nice with my phone. I don't have a very expensive phone.